Hello! I was actually going to do a countdown, but I was looking elsewhere, so that sucks. Oh well. Join me in the usual. Join me in the hangout spot. As you can hear, we have this fan blowing pretty loud during our little pre-show bit, because it's going to be very hot in here, and it was cold earlier, and I think that's due to nerves. General nerves. It kind of makes you feel cold, and now that I've like come down a little bit from my head high, it's getting hot in this closet space, so we're gonna cool it down best I can. I just want to say a huge shout out to the the sponsor of this episode, this Foxhole number 7, which is Phil, welcome. The sponsor of this episode is my power company, who I have just paid $20 extra to, so they don't shut my power off. So really awesome, those guys not shutting the power off when your old man forgets every once in a while. They very graciously held a gun to my head, but they lowered it when they were like, all right, you have your money. That's all you're checking on. And then they left. And I could still stream. Very nice of them. So thank you, Redacted Utilities. Very, very lovely. We love you guys. Thanks for making this foxhole possible. And thank you for making the rest of my work at home possible for the rest of the week. Very cool, you guys. So welcome in. Welcome into the main jam of the channel. I love doing it. Number 7. Feels strange. We're working our way up to double digits. We're over halfway there. That's crazy. Also, do I want beats playing during my my royal address? Maybe not. My royal decree. Very special guest tonight. We have Sage coming in. Get you some catch up tonight. Thank you very much, fella. You're such a sweetheart. Oh my goodness. Very excited to have Sage on here in a little over 15 minutes. Very happy for that. Very happy for a lot of things. I think we really struck a groove here with the state of the channel. I just want to say that it's nice that I can, we have a big ramp up, and it's the Foxhole. Bam! Here I am. Foxhole, right? And then Foxhole stops. I don't stream. Except for Spunky. Oh, it's Tucker. That little asshole doesn't deserve anything, but thank you for gifting us up. Thank you so much and welcome in. But oh yeah, I go dead the next week. I stream once, I go off, and then we wait for the next Foxhole. I think it's a really good groove to have the channel in. It's nice to have a schedule, and now you understand that I'm here once in a while. Every once in a while I'm here. We're always watching sometimes. I'm so happy to hear that, and sometimes I'm happy to have you here, and not in a diss way, in like a completely happy, joyful, euphoric kind of way. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to look. I've a couple one announcement. Let's not run over myself here. One announcement. One announcement. All of those other foxholes, including those ones that you might have been in, 2 viewers who I know are here right now. Those have been uploaded. Praise Foxy. I uploaded them. I don't know what took me so long, but they're there now. And in case you were curious, they uploaded out of sequence. Why? I don't know, man. I wish I could fix it, but now they're fucked. So now I'm thinking about taking just the numbers out of the episode titles, and just be like, okay, well, these came out at different points in time. You take a shot, and then now everything thereafter will be numbered outside of it. Yes, praise Foxy. The cult is rising. The cult of my cult of personality, cheering 100 bits for the thing I said I was going to do a lot earlier in time. Thank you so much. I don't deserve a thing. I deserve to be put down, but here I am. In spite of the rest of the world, I'm still here. In spite of everything, I haven't even drawn. We've been donning interview Foxy for a little while. There's a lot of things I have to catch us all up on. But you know, that dang old real life work really brings you down. You get home and you're like, wow, I'm gonna eat a Hot Pocket, and I'm going to take a dose of NyQuil, even though I don't need it, and then I'm going to bed. And then the cycle continues. Well, hold on. There's a there's a crucial part of the cycle I forget. You wake up, you go to work, and then you take your energy drink of choice. For some people, it might be Red Bull and nicotine. For me, it's Monster's Pipeline Punch. Foxy really tells it like it is. This is our guy. I can't wait to get my my own hosted news show, Foxy for President 2024. You know, I could take that as a compliment, or I could take that as a diss that you think I'm like 35 and older, which really hurts my feelings. Keeping it real for America. Foxy, what's crushed the beef? Foxy is not eligible for president. I was not born in the United States. No, just kidding. No, I'm not 35 old and older. Sorry. ASL. My age is not presidential. My apologies. I know that is a huge bummer to hear for everybody. As far as S and L, not yet. Oh, okay. If you could give I get it. Not yet. It would be true either way, but not yet is usually like it cometh soon. Which how soon do you think 35 is for old Foxy? I don't want to get too like up in arms about that specific quandary here. I just feel like I think you're younger than me, and I'm also not presidential. You think, oh, well, that's good. Hey, I'll take being younger. Younger than people think that they are. Does that track well? I feel like, I don't know, Spunky, I feel like I'm older than, I don't know. I'm not gonna throw ages out there. That's a whole it's a whole lot of personal information for all of us who are streamers. So I'm not gonna start throwing out ages. I feel like on a scale of my guest, don't ask, don't tell. Yeah, that's my. Oh no, I can't say that. No. But yeah, on a scale of Frostmore Evening, welcome into the show. On a scale of my guest, I'm gonna say I'm 100% positive that I'm older than Seffi, and I'm not certain on who I'm younger than. I think I'm younger than Vaughn. I'm not totally sure on that. I think we're like doing race. I think we're doing wacky races for our ages right now, but that's my scale. I'm 100% positive on the Seffi one, even though I don't have a positive age. You know what I mean? That's on the age spectrum and streaming. I'm not in my twilight years. How wacky age we going here? I'm not in my. That's what I'm saying. I'm not in my twilight years. I feel like I've got some kick and spunk and well, I don't know, spunk. I got life left in me. If you hit me and said, do this, I'd say, it hurts, but I could still perform. You know what I mean? I could still do it at this point in time. What are we at? 5? Okay. Making sure that I'm not talking through the period where I should be gathering our guest for the evening and making sure everything works well. We are still good. The intro is still good. This is just me, stream of conscious. I haven't talked to you in a while, and before Big Show, I want to update you on what's going on. And anything interesting happen? You ask me, even though you haven't typed it out, but I know what you're thinking. Yes. I mean, a couple things. Work is strange when you work in the IRL with other people that like encroach on your space and you serve them, right? For me, I mean, I go in, I drink my pipeline punch, and I get juiced, but I don't even get juiced anymore. I'm just like, I like the way it tastes, but I can't drink a lot of these because I heard that one news story of that kid that like, this is a special circumstance. He was like 15 and he drank like 4 energy drinks and 4 Locos, and he had a heart attack and he died. I think that's what happened. And ever since then, I capped myself to 1 energy drink because I'm like, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. I don't want to die. Foxy, I'd sit next to you if you shat your pants on the bus. You can't say that. Some people might not know what you're talking about. I hope they don't. But yeah, thanks, Fel. That's really nice. In reality, you wouldn't, though. Here's the thing, you would not do that. I really appreciate the sentiment. If you were on that bus, I guarantee you that you would not do that. The only kid that sat next to me, hypothetically speaking, the only kid that sat next to me on that instance in my life, on that season in time, was somebody that had like a severe like nasal blockage. So of course, of course that worked out well. It was just like, it's strange nobody's sitting next to you. I was like, yeah, it is pretty strange, isn't it? Now, buckle up. It's a 16-hour ride back to wherever the fuck we came from, you know? I have allergies. Yeah, we just, if we're in the right, probably would be fine. As long as it didn't say anything about it. Bring a new pair of shorts as a new thing. Yeah, I think I should always bring a go bag. I should have like one of those Under Armour drawstring bags that like that kid that was like too small to bully people, but still bullied people would like wear, you know what I mean? Like the simple black drawstring Under Armour bag, and I should have a pair of gym shorts and like Pepto-Bismol, and then like a DS with Mario Kart, 2 DSs, 1 Mario Kart, so the other person would have to play Shy Guy, which is kind of a privilege and an honor, to be quite honest, but I knew that kid. Yeah, I also knew that kid. He was very mean. He also wore a shirt that said, what was the shirt? It was a bright neon yellow Nike shirt. Was it Nike? I don't think it was Nike. I think it was like one of those like shirts that you get at like a beach tourism spot stores. It was a shirt that said, cool story, babe, now make me a sandwich. He wore that every Friday for like a year. I remember that. And shorts in the winter. Oh yeah, he wore slides. He wore slides before it was like really popular, I guess. He just wore slides and like long crew socks with the Nike logo, gym shorts, that drawstring bag, and then that neon yellow shirt, which is 100% true. I did not make that up. It was, yeah, he was not super pleasant. He grew out of it, I'm happy to report. He grew out of it, and he was a streamer for a little bit, actually. I'm not going to name drop anybody, but he was, and he turned out to be a nice fellow. Like, good for him. It's good to see people beat their demons. Not everybody gets that. Some people beat their demons, and I was really proud of him for that. But he bullied the shit out of me, so I just didn't reconnect. I was just like, we're fine not being together. So that's the story of that, right? That's gone on for a little while. I spy with my little eye. I have my phone device up, my cellular comms device up, and I see that our guest has joined the waiting room, which means I'm going to be leaving you for a second countdown timer to make sure everything's good. I know how much you guys love your countdown timers. You're always tweeting me about it, mobile telephone. You're always tweeting me. You're like, Foxy, I think you should have more waiting screens. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. So you know what? Here is your federally. It makes me feel safe. Sage is in the chat too. Okay, now I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I love you all. Let me put you on the wait screen. Let me put y'all on my beeper. I'll keep my pager open if you guys need me for anything, but I'm putting you back on. I'm putting the music back on too. Hold on. Let's put the music back on. Those royalty-free beats. Well, once you pay, I suppose the royalty is waived. But my monthly subscription paid beats, I'll put those on. I know you guys feel safe, and then I'm going to mute and cross over to the next world. Goodbye. Ooh. Sorry for the abrupt music cut off, everybody. It's time to get started here. I hate to take away your comfy waiting screen a little too early, but it is what it is. So let me turn this on as well. Welcome to Foxhole7. Allow me to introduce you to a new location first. I don't usually bring guests to my personal abode, but here it is. Allow me to bring you to Casa de Foxy. You saw the inside, but here's the outside. We're doing a little bit of outdoors business today. Allow me to put Sage like actually on the screen, because I don't want to pop up my blank OBS browser source here.
I do not have you showing up.
Not me showing up? Oh, well.
It's because I don't have access to this.
Oh, hold on.
Yet.
I had this problem. Before. It's okay. I'll do this too. Allow me to fix this. I think.
Perfect. I want you to be here in all your glory.
I want to make sure that I as well could be president in my own party, which I often don't do. So hold on. Let me go to the. Let's see. I had to do this last time. Last time I did this, I made Rito a Discord mod, and that was a bad mistake. So let me make him something. Go to the actual settings here, and get you in the right places. Oh, here we oh no. Okay. Permissions for you specifically. Get you in here. Add Sage. You. There you go. Hopefully it reflects. And also I have to put up the right. I think I have old man Foxy here, which would not be super super cute and adorable for everybody to see. So hold on, let me.
I think I need to leave and come back, and then it should work.
All right, that's all good. I'll bring you back up here in a sec. Where's my interview man? We need interview man. Oh, that's right. I gave you access, so I don't have to do my mod work at all. Okay. Open. Bam. I think I did that. Well, hopefully it doesn't bring up your PNG that I posted on my thing to test if everything was right. Okay. Oh, that's a strange background that it shows. Super professional open to this, by the way, so I'm very sorry. Sometimes we have...
Fine.
We have
What's a VTuber stream without a little technical difficulty?
We do a little bit of technical issues on this stream. That's what we like to do. Let's see if am I alive? Am I alive for the world? Oh yes, we've done it.
We're in. We've done it.
All right. This
Perfect.
This is the official intro here. So I'll allow you to do your little spin, your twirl for the crowd. Give yourself a little introduction, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this little this entree we have for everyone tonight.
I see. Well, I'm Sage. If you don't know me, I am an LVTuber. I am an Apex addict, and I'm excited to be here today.
We love to hear. I had a script here. I pulled my script up late because I had. It's not really a script. I'm brain dead. I can't follow a script. But I had on here. I forgot to introduce you as local variety streamer in quotes, and I didn't do that.
I see.
I didn't do that. So now I'm very upset about that because that was.
You've been talking to Rito. I see.
You know, sometimes. Well, you know. He does have opinions. He likes to pass on to the crowd every once in a while. But, you know, there's a lot to get into. And I'll say, in preparation for this, I did watch a lot of Apex. And I
see.
I played Apex once. A friend came up to me and said, hey, Apex is awesome. Do you want to play with me? I was like, oh yeah, sure, why not? I'll download it. I downloaded it. We go on there, and then I felt the mood shift. I had never seen this man like this before, and he was, you know, he's making call outs and stuff to stuff that I don't know what stuff is called in Apex. It's my first time ever playing, and like every time a team would pop up and he'd be like, hey, look here, and I was like, where's that? And then my demise would come upon us, and then he would be followed with his short and sharp like. All right. And then like we played for 30 minutes. He's like, hey, do you want to do something else, man?
Oh no.
So I have I don't think I'll have any super nice prodding questions regarding Apex other than I've watched you play Apex and I'm still lost, and so if there's ever a time where you're like, hey, this is Apex related, please do, but I don't think I'll have anything here tonight that's going to be super interesting regarding that front. So outside of that, we'll get to the very beginning here. What kind of brought you into the VTubing world? Why did you want to join this little hole?
Oh man, well, I guess I'll start at the beginning. When I very first started streaming, I streamed with a face cam. I hated it. I hated having to worry about like how I looked on camera, getting ready for stream because I work full-time job, so this is kind of just a hobby at the moment. Coming home, getting ready for stream after being at work all day, and then I started watching Iron Mouse, of course, the Queen.
Queen VTube, yeah.
I was like, man, I want to do that. And I looked at the VTubing and I was like, oh, it's kind of expensive. But then I discovered Vroid and made a 3D model, and it kind of just went off from there, and I never went back.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So I know that you had, I knew about the flesh tubing beginnings, and I knew you went to 3D and then to 2D. So you made your 3D model. That was you?
Yes, I made it. Yep.
Oh, well, how about that? Okay, I did not know that. I did not put that in my notes, and I am ashamed. That's very cool. So,
I think most people didn't know that I had made it myself. So
no, I really enjoyed that model too, because like I piddled around in Vroid and I didn't do an exceptionally good job. I did one stream where I was like, hey, here's a really early model, and then somebody, I don't know who it was, they had subscribed for some other reason, and they came in and they're like, I hate this, and then I never saw them again.
No.
And I was like, oh wow, so I haven't even played around with it since. So, but I really like the 3D model. What made you want to jump into the 2D one, the live 2D space instead?
I loved my 3D model. It definitely had a very special place in my heart. It was mine. I made it. It was my first jump into VTubing, but I really wanted just this beautiful 2D anime girl model. I had big dreams for it. I really felt good about VTubing, and I felt like for me it was the right step to get to step into 2D instead of 3D. Also, Vroid kind of killed my computer. Funny how Live 2D does it less, even though it's much more extensive or intensive.
Oh yeah, I agree, because like there's a billion moving components in like a live 2D model. But Vroid, I did the same. I opened up Vroid, and it's like, you know, that thing where you're moving around at first and then your computer can't handle it, and then your model just like defaults. So
yes,
I had mine move for like 3.5 minutes, and then the rest was just the default like mouth open close. So yeah, it turned my computer into a frying pan personally. So
yep, mine too.
And mine's not like, I don't think it's the worst, but it could not handle it. So yeah, the 2D model dance it's a lot to deal with. Like, if your beginning was going into the 3D world, doing it yourself, you like, I know what this like. We're like P&G for me is like, oh, I don't have to worry about any other moving parts. I made this, I put it online. How was going the jump to like working with other people? Because I know you have them, you're tagged in your links and so on. How did you reach out to find your specific model maker and such?
Oh, my model maker. So I found my model, my original model mom on Etsy. They had really good reviews. I did a lot of research. I needed something a little bit more budget. But I really, really wanted to make the 2D jump. So I budgeted for it. I picked a little bit of a cheaper model artist. They did an excellent job on the model art. It took 4 times as long as I was told. So I debuted my 2D model in the end of October, beginning of November. It was supposed to be done in July, so it was a very long process. There just wasn't tons of communication. I was like, well, this was my first live 2D experience. I hope that it's not all like this. But I've actually had my model re-rigged, and I have a second model mom that's done a chibi model, which I don't bring out super often, but I do have a secondary model, and they have both been absolutely wonderful to deal with. Super easy, quick, just lovely, lovely artists. They're great. They're both tagged in my in my descriptions. But I had worked with artists before. I had some commissions done of my 3D model, just some artwork and a few stream assets. But when I took the step to 2D, I redid everything. I had custom assets done for my stream. And every artist other than my original model mom has been amazing. Please love your artists. They do good jobs.
Oh yeah,
Since you gotta love yourself, since you're your artist.
That is true.
Is that how that works?
I think so. I like to think that they're our little creators. So, I like to think my image is nice, right? But
it's beautiful.
I had something in there for a second. My little office setup here was it was violated for a second. I had someone walk in and I might have missed it, so I wanted to re-ask. I know that you had you said you had your model re-rigged. So initially, did the initial Etsy person rig your model, or was there somebody? Oh,
so
okay.
it was a full package. I see Fel mentioned in her chat. Yeah, Fel had experience with them as well. They did the art. It took a long time for them to even get what I asked for correctly. And then the rigging was very hastily done. If you look back on really old streams of my 2D model, it looks so much better now. My new rigging mama, she does a great job.
I know that making a model, I did this recently because I've been speaking with Zell about prospects of doing something like that, and I had a little bit of an emotional meltdown because looking into it, it's like, this looks hard, and then it's like, but then there was also like, oh, but you also have to rig it, which is also like, you also have to spend 10,000 hours to get good at that too. So hope you're cool with that. So I figured somebody doing it bottom to top. I can't think. I'm not super familiar with the whole like model / rigging community. I know a couple like really mainline rigging groups and then model groups separately. I don't know a lot of people that do the whole thing top to bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a hell of a task.
It definitely is.
I was gonna say when I've combed through some of your online content, I know you're like when you did your actual face cam. I initially thought that maybe you had a different tie to how you felt about your face cam, because I guess I saw a couple of clips that I thought maybe suggested that you missed it in some way, whereas I've talked to other people that are like, no, I hated that, I never want to look at it again. But I do see like there are a couple of surviving clips of
a few of them
of that era. So I was initially going to ask, were there any like upsides to being on the flesh tubing side in the beginning? I don't know how long you did it from when you first started. Like from
I see you must have combed through my content to find my few remaining face cam clips.
We do a little digging here at the Foxhole.
Pretty sure, yeah, it's just on my TikTok that you can see a couple remnants left. I don't miss the face camming itself. I do miss some of the things that you could do with a face cam. Like for a while, I had like an exercise challenge, and I just don't feel like it's the same as a VTuber. I get up from my desk and my VTuber goes to sleep. It's not the same as seeing me frantically jump around my room. Or I used to do like VR streams with full body cam, which I mean you can do with 3D models and VR chat and such. But I feel sometimes you miss out on those funny experiences watching me flail around in VR. It's not the same as a VTuber. Would I go back? No. But some of those more like physical, intimate moments with chat that you could do with a face cam, I do miss those sometimes.
Sometimes when I look at the prospect of like having my face tied to a stream, I'm equally mortified, but I'm also like, there are some moments where I can't really convey how I'm feeling about certain things, like facial expression wise, over some things, because I'm generally a monotone beast. when people are like, he probably feels pretty neutral about this. Well, sometimes I have a bit of a contorted face, and that will never really be conveyed unless I have a super expressive rig. But even then, like, this is a stupid thought I had. It's like, I'll never really be able to do a you laugh, you lose challenge, will I? Because it'll just be like me silent, but they'll never see me like almost laughing. They'll just be like, this kind of sucks. I don't know what the goal was here. So simple.
Well, I don't know. I definitely have a little bit of resting bitch face sometimes in in real life, and it picks up on my VTuber model occasionally.
Oh,
Um,
I get a little
so
RBF too, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to worry about that.
yeah.
As far as like the downside of like being on there, I never have to worry about what my face is looking like all the time.
Yeah.
That's a nice feeling for sure. Uh, I know we briefly talked in the backstage. I won't reveal our green room secrets or anything like that, but we were talking about some lore things, and we're in the similar space here. But I wanted to ask about the one thing that I know that you have more of a story behind that I don't know yet, and I really want to know about. I want to know the significance of oak leaves to your channel and your online persona.
Okay. Oak leaves. So they have a lot of meaning to me outside of VTubing as well. The reason they come from is a little it probably sounds a little dumb. So they're from my favorite book series that I read as a kid and even still now read as an adult. It's called the Ranger's Apprentice series. They helped me a lot when I was a kid. Favorite series ever. I have a lot of comfort, nostalgia feelings for them, and I've kind of incorporated. I wear oak leaf jewelry. I got an oak leaf tattoo recently. It's something that's very important to me. Just has a lot of good memories, and so that's why it's incorporated into all of my branding because it's a part of who I am. um,
Yeah,
and here, even I stream with a VTuber, but I feel like my VTuber is still very close to who I am. And oak leaves just tie into that.
okay, I was curious because I figured everybody has like a. Oh, let me address this. Someone said, "What was the series called again?" Just so everybody knows.
It's called Ranger's Apprentice.
Ranger's Apprentice.
Yep,
All right.
it's a lengthy series.
Lengthy series. Ah, yeah. I've had a couple of those. I'm trying to think what mine was. It's a shame that I don't have the title on hand, which just shows how much of a big reader I am. I had Comfort series as a kid into like middle teen, and then I just stopped reading and stopped growing as a person. So now I just don't know anything anymore. But I was moving from there. I figured specifically just from what I've seen, the oak leaves were something that carried over, not so much something created for the channel, but something beforehand. Because for me, the Fox character itself was incidental. The thing that carried over for me was the name Foxy. So that was the thing that got incorporated over and over. And I was like, well, it just makes sense to be a fox on the internet because of the name. It'd be weird to be like a frog named Foxy, I suppose. I mean, who knows? Depends on how you brand it. So I was curious. I figured there's an anchor point for online identity, and I figured that might be the biggest one.
Yeah.
And coming into it, how long have you been streaming at this point?
I just had my 2-year subathon was in March. And that was 2 years of streaming, but 1 year of VTubing. So I streamed as a face cam streamer for 1 year, and then I've been VTubing for just over a year now.
Oh, okay. So there's a significant portion on both ends, and a lot of the, some of our guests before, we came from the same baby class in under a year, and so you've got 2 years of the game right now. So
That's true.
No, I didn't mean that as like a old.
No.
But
It was the first year was very sporadic. I didn't get affiliate or any real growth on Twitch until I became a VTuber. So.
oh, okay. So there's a big switch there.
Yeah.
What made you instead of just what got you into VTubing? What made you want to like start onto Twitch? What kind of gave you the final push to be on the internet? Because that's a big jump for a lot of people, for sure.
I had wanted to be on Twitch for a long time. But when I moved away to college, I didn't have a good computer for it. And then COVID hit. And I was watching a lot of Twitch, seeing a lot of people that I knew that were very small start to grow on Twitch. I was like, dang, I want to try that. I want to do that. Also, COVID was a very isolating time. And I wanted to use Twitch as a way to meet new people and make friends. Yes. Um, so I used that nice stimulus money, bought a nice PC, and started streaming.
Let me tell you, that is so much more of a healthier answer in a way than than the way I got my PC, because it's a similar lead up where like I went to school, and for a while I lived at said school, and then one year I was like, I don't want to be here anymore, so I left. And then my financial aid money, turns out when you don't live on campus, there's a lot more money in your bank account when they refund you if you don't give it back. And I saw it, and I was like, oh wow. I'm gonna go do something a little bit silly, and that's where my PC came from. So it's good to hear that yours came from the stimulus rather than like a FAFSA return, because that could really get you some hot water, which I'm still dealing with. A lot of fun. Imagine paying like installments years later on like the equivalent of a speak and spell. That's what my computer is now. Having invested into it like 5 years ago. But that is interesting. So college or got you into the space because they're trying times that we all kind of went through at that point in time. Brings up a good point, though. I know that you have a pretty solid collaboration group that I see. I see a lot of recurring people is what I was looking for there. How did you meet the big names that pop up most often? Obviously, I know Rito for sure. That little snake on my on my timeline every once in a while. How'd you meet these people?
Well, I guess the first one I'll talk about is Max. He is not a streamer, but he is on my stream. I have a day dedicated every week to play games with him. He's one of my best friends. We work together. We live close together. He got me into Apex, so he's great. I just met him through work when I moved to the city I live in. Leading up to meeting Rito, I met Comfy Panda on TikTok last year. And Comfy is my partner now, so through him, I met Asaki Fox, and through Saki, I met Rito. And I don't really remember how Rito and I just became friends, to be honest. It just kind of happened, and we just started hanging out and playing games together, I guess. I think those are the core ones. Some of my other friends, Shay is an IRL friend. And my other friend, Scython, that joins occasionally, he came as a viewer, started playing Apex, and we just started playing Apex more. That's kind of the core group. I met you guys through Rito, and
it seems so fitting to me that everybody that I've asked about meeting people in general, there's like, hey, I met this person here, I met this person here. Every answer for Rito has been, I have no clue where he has come from. He was just around one day and then he stayed. It seems so. I'm like, yeah, that seems kind of true. He popped up one day and hasn't left. So I'm very thankful for that. It's just, he infects the crew and he just comes in and there he is. So yeah, we
love Rito though.
We love him. I love him to death. Hashtag blessed. I say he inserts himself into our lives. Indeed. I know. I'll ask. I'm legally obligated to at least ask a little bit about Apex. As is my duty as an interviewer. I know that the Apex gameplay for you has lasted from your original flesh tubing ideation to now, and that's a lot of gameplay. I've seen it. I saw it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of Apex. My main question is, what keeps you around? And just a completely curious way, what about the game kind of keeps you engaged? Because I know that's a long
ADHD. time. The desire to get better, I guess. I will say that Apex has kind of ruined me on playing like single player games, cozy games. I get very tired quickly of big open world games with tons of quests and stuff to do that's never ending. I love Apex because it gives you just enough dopamine to keep you around. You win a game, you get a kill, it's great. But I think for me, the most fun part is I met a lot of my friends through Apex, and I still have all those friends, and we play all the time, which is all I really wanted from streaming. Of course, now I have this amazing community and tons of friends, and it's great. Apex was definitely the gateway into that. But also, I just like to get better, to look back on some of my old streams, even before I was a flesh tuber and didn't have a camera, I was just streaming voice. I played Apex, and to see the improvement and growth, I don't know. I hope to maybe play a little bit more competitively someday when I don't work a 9 to 5. It's different every game. It's entertaining. Feels good when you get kills.
I have never heard a more relatable answer, because I'll have those games where it's like, oh, you die and then you re-queue and then you're back in the game, right? I had tons of those games, and now I'll play something else that's like, hey, do you want to think for a second? I'm like, no way. Absolutely not. I do not want to know about a story. I just want to be a big Dumbo online for 6 hours on end if possible. So I very much get that, but that does. I mean, I can see how this goes here. I know you're also a League fiend, which to me
that is a new thing.
That's a new thing. Okay, I was gonna say, to me, League feels. I can't do League because League is a big time commitment. So like those games run for a while. I don't know how that translates there. How long have you been playing League now?
Well, Comfy introduced me to League. I've probably been playing for about 8 months, maybe.
That's a lot more than I could stick out in League.
Yeah. I didn't play that much, maybe like once a month until a little bit more recently, and I really only like ARAM because normal games stress me out.
No, okay. That makes a lot more sense to me, because normal games stress me out too. Like they really hurt my feelings. I also have such a similar story to League as well, except for my League experience was not so much like I played with a friend and he's like, oh, this kind of sucks, let's do something else. I played League with a friend once, another one-time endeavor, and then I remember it was just a bot game. They're like, just get your toes wet, just see how it was. And I was like, okay, great, we could do that. I remember I got called the most heinous, inhuman things known to man on the internet over a bot game, and I was just like, hey, I don't know if I want to play League anymore. I think I'll do something else. I'll finger paint or something. That hurt my morale. So I was just
the hate comments make me stronger.
You're a stronger breed, because it's like, at first I'm like, no, I'm cool, and then it'll whittle away at me. I'm like, maybe I am a wet rag. Maybe I am not interesting or something. So, stronger beast than I. League, and I remember in my little, as I was scurrying through your videos and such, I'm a little gremlin for that kind of thing. I did notice that there was a lot of like Apex to League. That'd be like the transition there. That's the main variety in the variety streaming. But I will say, talking about games, because there's one more game that I know that we could talk about that kind of breaks the mold, but also kind of fits into that. Oh, that scratches that ADHD itch. There's always something to do. I know you're looking forward to a little known release that maybe some people might have heard of. There's a new Legend of Zelda game coming out, so
no,
I want to talk a little bit about Tears of the Kingdom, because I personally, I have friends that are super absorbed. I've played Breath of the Wild. I'm there. I like it, but maybe I'm not as big as Fiend. I just want to know your experience with the Zelda series in general. Like, where did you start in the Zelda timeline in your lifespan and get to here we are now? You know what I mean?
This is gonna sound terrible. So, it was not the first game that I played, but the first Zelda game I completed, start to finish, with Skyward Sword. I know that's the most recent game. It was not the first game I played. The first one I played was the original Zelda. it came out before I was born, but I had a family member that had a love for video games. So Skyward Sword was the first one I beat start to finish, and now I've played pretty much every single game. Twilight Princess is my favorite. That's the correct answer. If you say otherwise, you're wrong. Just kidding. But Zelda holds a lot of nostalgia, which is why I love it so much. I took off work for Breath of the Wild. I played so much of it. I beat the game. I got all the shrines. Like, I played that game. Bought my Switch just to play the game. It's been 6 years of waiting. Tears of the Kingdom. I've taken work off again. Not my FPS game or competitive game. I just like PvP games, and I think that's mostly my genre. Halo, Apex, League of Legends now, I guess. But I have had an itch for something different. And I like Zelda so much because I like the characters, I like the story. They bring back old enemies, and even though it is an open world game with lots of quests, I'm hoping Tears of the Kingdom brings back that old-timey dungeon feel. I hope.
Oh, for sure. You know, I'm going to go ahead and fit in my incredibly wrong opinion real quick, because I know, as Zell just said in the chat, Ocarina of Time. All right, well, I get you. I hear you, old-timey fella. Let me piss everybody off, because this is part nostalgia. It's almost, actually, you know what's 100% nostalgia. I've played most of the games up to now. The one, for whatever reason, stuck around the most, and I played so much of, an inhuman amount that could not be accounted for in any other person's lifetime. I played Spirit Tracks for probably 4 to 5 years straight on a DS, because I was like, this is such a stupid answer. I was like, trains are so fucking cool. I was like, I love this.
It's a good game, though.
I really like it. A lot of people do not love that answer. They're like, I mean, I haven't had like any like vicious takedown of like, these are the reasons you're wrong, but like, they're just like, every time they're like, I start up a conversation with somebody about the Zelda, the Legend of Zelda series, they're like, what's your favorite? I'll say that, and they're like, oh, okay. That's cool. That's really neat. And then like the conversation just kind of fizzles out. They're just like, we can do something else. It's a silly conversation we're having. So, I feel you said, Skyward Sword was your first like 100% completed game for you.
Yes.
Because I think it was for me as well. Because I remember I got the Wii. I was like, the Wii is so cool. And then Skyward Sword came out, and I was like, this is also so cool. So I remember I was in my room, door open, a billion people walking through the house as I was swinging a Wiimote around, and it was making noises. So yeah, I have a curious history with The Legend of Zelda, and I'm also very excited for Tears of the Kingdom. So I just wanted to see your history, because you know, apex to that is going to be a jump, but I'm here for it. I'll tell you that. I'm number one Tears of the Kingdom supporter. You know, I'm very excited for that release. And this is the segment where I go kind of off the rails from the V2 crew, because I have one more other side interest that's more like, here's a fandom thing I want to talk about real quick, because it was just one small thing you mentioned in one stream. You picked up some thrifted Star Wars books. Is that correct?
Yes, they came in the mail today.
Oh, they came. Okay, so there was purchase online. Which books did you buy?
So, I have read most of the Expanded Universe books, and I want to eventually have them all, but the 2 series that I hadn't read recently, or any of all, because they're out of print and not on Amazon, are the Young Jedi Knights series, and the Galaxy of Fear books. Definitely books for young readers.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yep. I've picked up both complete series. They came in the mail today. I'm very excited.
Because this... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, continue.
I was just going to say that this brings up a very interesting point in my life. because I have a very small cross section with Star Wars books, where I have not read the expanded universe to its full extent or much at all to that. But I remember a very small memory of me going to to a thrift store when I was very young and purchasing a very raggedy, torn up copy of Star Wars Shatterpoint that had Mace Windu on the cover. And I was like,
yes.
I was like, oh, I love Mace Windu. So I picked it up. And then I also got like a one of those, the year is 2000. And these are all the cheat codes for video games. I picked up one of those.
Of course.
And I went home, and every time it was one of those books where I'd just look at it and I'd be like, he looks so cool. And then I'd open it up and I was like, I don't understand. And then I'd go do something else.
That book is not for kids, really. It's very violent.
I do remember that. It's just like, I was like, this is a lot for Star Wars, as I remember. But I wanted to say, it seems like just the fact that you're able to kind of already riff off that specific book from 2004, which is now 19 years, almost 20 years old, which is crazy to think about, that I can ask you confidently about if someone were to get into the expanded universe of Star Wars books, is there a place to start? Because I'm very confused and don't know where to go.
It depends. Okay, let me preface this by saying I'm a huge Star Wars fan, current canon and old canon. It depends. Honestly, regardless of old canon or new canon, I would say the Thrawn books are your best place to start.
The Thrawn books. Okay, we'll make a note
so
of that there.
Is the original trilogy is Legends. It's no longer canon. You know, it has Luke, Leia, Han, and Admiral Thrawn. The new series, both series are by the same author. The new series is canon, kind of takes place around the Rebels era. Both really, really great places to start if you're getting into Star Wars books.
Because I feel like I feel like I want to. I'm not like it's hard for me to get into like the full lore of a lot of series, just because like I'll go somewhere and I'll be like, okay, I've consumed a little bit and then I'll take off. But I know there's so much there, and so many people swear by it that I'm like, I kind of want to engage a little bit. I want to be a Star Wars book reader, because like they look cool. I mean, besides having really like the 1998 through the 2004 series of books having like the equivalent of like heavy metal covers as book covers, as like that rocked as a kid. I don't even know if I have Shatterpoint anymore, by the way, but I was always curious, because I was like, no matter where I start, I feel like I'm going to be just listening in like partway through a conversation and I don't know where to go. So I was very curious about that, because there are a lot now. Where does so there's old canon, new canon. When did the new canon for expanded universe pick up? Is it like a Disney acquisition thing?
Yeah, Disney acquisition. Disney made pretty much all the previous books no longer canon to the Star Wars universe. And then any new books written after the Disney acquisition are pretty much canon.
Oh, okay.
There might be a few that are, and they're called Legends. That's how they differentiate the ones that are old and new.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of them.
I did like quickly skim through the wiki. It's like there's a lot of books to read, and sometimes it really is as simple as that: new ownership, new canon. That's just how it goes sometimes, which is fine.
Unfortunately,
it's just fine, I guess. I have a clear line of like where to read. This is probably a stupid question, but I will valiantly go into the dark with this. I know there's a lot of books that cover different times in the Star Wars universe. I have friends obsessed with specifically the Old Republic series of events. Are there any good books for me to get in specifically on that timeline? I don't know if they like pick up any different places. Or
the Darth Bane books are really good.
Darth Bane?
Yes.
All right.
It explains where the Rule of Two comes from. The Revan book is really good. If you've played Knights of the Old Republic, that's where, Revan comes from. His book's really good. Yeah, see, Rito's in my chat over here, the Revan books. Great books. Good choice. We have several recommendations for the Revan books. So for Old Republic, those are good options.
Okay, good. I'm like a curious child here. I wrote this down because I was like, wow, this is going to turn over a stone in my life that never really knew I wanted to go into. But, you know, maybe it's time to, maybe as an adult, it's time to pick up reading again. You hear me, fellas? Maybe it's time to read once or twice, other than a tweet or two. Uh, so I appreciate the insight there, and I will walk back because I have a couple of segments here where I will read Foxy. Thank you, Rito. I will. I will break the mold of the VTuber questionnaire and talk more just regular questions. I have another segment later that I'll like to get into, but I'll dial it back to our VTubing, or just streaming in general here. I understand that I want to get this in here. I was actually going to bring it up by myself, but I did get a reminder that you were going to bring it up, so I want to make sure that we get double plugs here. I'll do it in the middle and I'll do it at the end. You have an event you would like to get to, and I will allow you to say it instead of just
yes.
butchering it myself.
Okay, so I have an event. It's on Friday, and it starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Me and my friend Pritchardson, he just dipped a toe into the VTuber world, just came out with his 3D model. He's absolutely cracked at Apex, but we are holding VTuber custom Apex lobbies. So this is for any and all VTubers who want to join. Teams are going to be randomized. Probably game modes are going to be randomized. We'll probably just mess around, have a good time. It's meant to kind of be a networking event to meet new people, make new friends, and you know, whether you're good at Apex or you've never played the game, everybody is welcome. It's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited, and it's on Friday.
That's Friday. There you go. We love a good networking event, so don't forget this Friday. There's going to be an Apex event, and as a good interviewer, I would like to ask. Obviously, this event's open for me as well, so I suppose I could try again and hopefully not cry playing at Apex. Is this your first time organizing an event like this, or is this like a series that you've been doing?
So this will be the first one that we've done. We're hoping that if it's popular, or if we have enough people show up, that we'll continue to do them. Like I said, all skill levels are welcome, and teams are going to be completely randomized, so it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely. I will make sure that we get the plug over in the server as well, because I think every VTuber, this is a new law, every VTuber should know each other. First name basis, that's what we're running to. So, I'll make sure, maybe I'll dust off the old PC and see if she won't spit up and die if I even click the executable for the Apex application. So we'll give it a shot one day. So yeah, that's very cool. A networking event, with Apex as the main guide board here. I'm kind of excited to see that myself. I don't know what to say. I'm very excited to see it myself. It was a weird way to broach that, but we'll make sure that we double plug it at the end, because I love a good networking event there. And as far as like doing events in general, I do want to ask, are there any right now, it seems like we're at a point in time where you have the thing you like to do. Do you think for future projection of this channel, is there anything that you would like to do more of in the future, something you would like to start doing, different aspirations for the future of your channel? What do you think your projection is looking like from here?
I'm hoping to have a lot more like community events. We do try to have community days monthly. Sometimes stuff comes up and they don't happen, but in the future, I'm hoping to have them be a little bit more consistent, where anybody is welcome to come play games. We usually play a game called Murder Miners. It's kind of like Halo and Minecraft. It had a baby, and this is the game. It's great. I give out copies usually. It's a great time. I do try to do that. Don't have too many events going on. Most of my time and energy at the moment is going into getting my 2.0 model up and running. Yeah.
So, okay.
We're gonna have some more community day stuff too. That's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love the ideas of like having a big portion of platform, like networking other people, because in my experience, it's a scary world to get into. If I didn't have Zeltos around, I'd be a recluse. I'd be a hermit on the internet. I'd come online and I'd play like Fall Guys once for 1 month, and then I'd disappear into the woods, right? So yeah, it could be tough. So events like that, I'm very, very happy that there are people actively putting something like that together, because it's, you know, a labor of love, and it's nice to see that world kind of come together. And that I wanted to ask, you said a 2.0 model you've got working up. Are you working with same person? Is there somebody new you're working with on this model?
No. So hoping to find a new artist. I have one in mind, just waiting to get that going. The design is, you have my lovely PNG up. That's my new design. It has been previously announced. So hoping to get that going by the end of the year. Fingers crossed. We'll have a very nice, fresh design.
Well, happy to hear it. I know that I've only ever seen people's debuts after the fact at this point in time, so I'd be happy to see it in real time, because I don't know the appropriate how to. I'm like, will Foxy ever have a debut myself? Because I don't really know how the lead up to something like that works. If I may ask, just one creator to another, what's the usual process when you're like leading up to a debut? Especially when the timeline could be pretty far out.
I know for my original model, I was streaming with my 3D model. I waited until my model was done, and then I had a reveal event on Twitter. And I kind of teased some, new assets, and I just promoted the day it was coming out, had some friends come in and play games, and I didn't do anything too special. Let's kind of tease the model a little bit. And going into this one, I've already announced what the design is going to look like. And then just being open that, any contributions for stream, it's all going to the new model when it gets done.
Heard that. I know that's that's
that was a subathon. That was
models ain't cheap, you hear? So
no.
I hear that. I have to. I have another question that I'm being. There's a gun to my head again. I forgot that this was a real thing that I was supposed to ask. So this is probably going to hit like a bus, because the thematic change here is cut pretty short. But Ren, Zell, for you guys, I will ask, because I know we're curious. Sage, can you walk us through your skincare routine?
My actual skincare routine?
This is what
IRL?
If you want, whatever you want to say, this is a real.
You're gonna be disappointed, okay?
I'll give you mine. We'll go ahead and make it even. There's no disappointment here, because I'm gonna set the bar. I'll just go to my place of business, and I'll go to the small shelves that have all of the beauty care, and I'll get the Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Castile oil, and I will lather my oily skin, and then I'll emerge from the depths just as oily as I was before, but thinking that maybe I'm a little more beautiful than I went in, So there you go. There's mine. So again, I'm sorry for this burden that I've put onto you, but it was a real question that was requested. So.
I see.
Yes.
Well, I will say my routine, but my true secret to skincare, I probably cannot say on stream. It will remain my secret. But I get in the shower and I scrub my face with water, and then I get out and dry off.
There you go, you little bastards! You hear it? That's the routine. That's what you get. You can't just ask for the Krabby Patty secret formula and expect to get it. That's just not how it works. So, Ren, I'm sorry.
Keep my secrets.
we all have our secrets. You got mine though. You can get the blue labeled Dr. Bronner's that says it's like dishwashing liquid. It's floor cleaner. It's it's body wash, perhaps. It's something that you might season food with. I don't really know all 18 uses, but it does say 18-in-1. So I don't know. Go read that label. It's a confusing one. Back to the real world that we live in, and I can ask you real things once again. I feel so derailed after that.
That was a great question. Ready for the next one.
It's a good question. It really puts your expectations in a weird place. But back to business. I know that you have a very lively TikTok, and I've made I've made TikToks before. I haven't made one in a little while because I find it very hard to like watch videos of myself and then like pick clips. So I'm curious, how do you go about like content creation for short form and stuff?
Good question. Really the biggest way that I do it, I don't have time to edit like actual YouTube videos most of the time. TikToks, and I also post to YouTube Shorts, are really great for me just because I can do them at my desk at work for my phone.
Oh yeah.
But really all that I do is if I'm streaming and I hit a really good shot or something funny happens, I clip it. I also have an almost photographic memory. And so most of the time I will just look at the timestamp and then go back later and pull that clip. I know there's things to do it for you. And then I pull those clips and make them into memes and post them on TikTok. That's pretty much it.
That's the best way to go about it.
Yeah. It's easy, it's quick, and it gets the job done.
I do the very painstaking task of like rewatching VODs, and like I cover my eyes because I'm like, I don't want to look or listen, but I have to. And then I'm like, that's kind of funny. I'll put it into the seat that my friend lets me borrow for Premiere Pro, and then I'll I'll do this is anybody wants my editing secrets, it's hardly a secret. I flip the sequence canvas into 1080 by 1920, and then I'll do 2 videos, and then I'll put one that's like super close up on my model and it's horribly out of frame, and I'll put that on the bottom, and then I'll put a regular aspect ratio horizontal view of the gameplay up top. So not super duper efficient by any means.
I use a program called Streamladder, and it's a desktop application. And it just pulls your clip directly from Twitch or YouTube, and it has pre-made templates for you. So you can have, where your webcam is, where your model is, where your gameplay is. There's even a template that has like game UI, so you can have your health bar in Apex or Fortnite or whatever you're playing. You can put captions and stickers, and I paste it in that, and it puts it into TikTok form. And then I just upload it to TikTok and do any extra editing there. So it's pretty nice. Oh,
that is really nice. Does it, you have I guess it's a template then that you use on your TikTok a lot that I really like, where it has your VTuber in a little circle and then it has everything else. That's a template from Streamladder?
Yep. So it is a free program, but to have some of the fancier templates, you do have to pay the monthly fee. But I use it every single day, so worth.
Oh yeah, worth the pay there. Well, in that case, I am writing that down and I am stealing that for myself because
yes, please do.
The other part is like it's like torture for yourself, because like you have to like honestly edit it, and then you also have to listen to yourself a lot. So I will happily do that. I may even pay a little bit of money. I pay for music that nobody likes, so I guess I could pay for TikTok formats that people have the potential to like. I'm fine with that.
And it'll upload them straight to TikTok for you, so you don't even have to do it.
Oh my god, they like spoon feed it to you. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's very nice.
That's nice. Okay, that is for real. Yeah, use affiliate code SageRocks at checkout. Thank you, Zell. Okay, so I got another portion. I put this one together strictly out of spite because I watched a lot of Apex, so I feel like I could put this one together for myself. This is where I took some of just a couple of your takes that I disagree with, and I wanted you to defend them live.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. This one comes from just one singular Twitter post that but when I was looking through, so this is my my little format when I'm getting ready for a guest, I'll just in case there's not like actively a Fugi TV setup that they have currently, which you did, which super helpful and love that. Then I'll like go into Photoshop and then take like an existing image and use like a 3-pixel eraser and actively like cut it out. So as I was doing that, I found a tweet that put a scowl on my face, and I wanted to ask.
Oh no!
You posted just a single picture of the Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream, and you said this is the best Dr. Pepper that I've ever had. When I personally feel like it tastes like acid reflux. I want you to say, how can you drink that? I bought a 12 pack and I felt personally offended when I drank it. I don't know if my taste buds are reorganized incorrectly, which could be perfectly possible. I grew up probably eating just like waffles my entire life, so like I have a super basic palate. But I just wanted to say, how dare you say that's better than Dr. Pepper? Do you hold that opinion to date? Are you still a strawberries and cream fan? You are?
Yes. Here, wait. Let me tell you my thoughts on that, though.
Okay. Yes, please do. Please. I
inhale sugar at an alarming rate. I drink Red Bull every single morning for the taste, not for the caffeine. I think that if you are not like super into sweet things, that the strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper is very sweet.
It is for sure.
You might like the sugar-free version better.
I have not tried the zero Dr. Pepper.
Some people like the zero version better. I don't like sugar-free things.
Yeah, I typically don't either, because like that thing you said about drinking Red Bull for the taste, I do the same thing. It doesn't even like, in fact, now I drink it and it just gives me a headache, but I can't stop drinking the Monster that I drink, because I'm like, I like the taste of this, and now soda just doesn't really scratch that itch anymore. I gotta just drink this. And it sucks, because I know if I drink like 4 in a day, my heart's going to explode at some point, and I can't keep up with it. So I will give you the benefit of the doubt. I feel like I'm fair enough to try the zero sugar strawberries and cream one. But
I mean, don't buy a 12-pack, but...
Okay, let me confide in you. This is how just... I have no moral code. I bought that. I drank the first one, and I was like, I don't like this. And then... over the course of just a few days, I drank the rest of them. So I'm certainly in no place to be like, I'm going to moral high ground anybody about Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream, because I sure as hell did not waste a single droplet of that drink. I think I'm
impressed that you could even buy a 12-pack, because, man, they were like $12 in my store.
Oh, I know. Can you believe it? Like, they're going insane. I have a grocery chain nearby. This is the only reason I could afford shit anymore, is because they'll do like buy one get one sales, but they do it to where it's not that it's registered at the buy one get one. You can buy one and it's half off. So it's like really nice for that. And it's like, wow, this feels like when I was a kid and I bought sodas and they're like $4, but now they're like 8 to 12, which is clinically insane. I'm not, I love, like, I pay $12 for like 12-pack of energy drinks these days. Like, depending, I don't know, it might be $20 sometimes.
The nice thing about Monsters is they're much cheaper than Red Bull.
They're like, it's like the swill of the energy drink community. People are just like, that tastes like ass, and I'm like, yeah, it does.
Okay, well, what's your favorite Monster? I gotta know.
Oh, it's I have a couple. I'll say this: original Monster is gross. I don't like it.
Agreed.
It's absolutely dog water. It's yucky. I only like the Monster Juice brand, which is There's a
the
lot
mango
of
one is the best.
the Mango Loco is one of my favorites. Mango Loco and then Pipeline Punch. Those are my two. And then like a runner up is one of the other punches, but I don't remember. Every other Monster Energy brand, I'm gonna make enemies because everybody has one that they love. Every other Monster Energy drink is just an abomination.
I don't know. I will say Monster is the only sugar-free energy drinks that I like. I don't mind the white Monster and their new they have the peach one that's sugar-free and it's pretty good.
Okay, you know what? I will say this: White Monster does slap if you're on a zero sugar kind of diet because it does the job. I will say that about White Monster. Yesterday,
chugging a 24-ounce can at work at my office job.
Oh my god! Yeah. I had a White Monster period myself. Actually, I forgot about that. So, I would use White Monster as like, you know how you can get those what are those? I don't remember the names, but like they're the milkshake meal supplements. I used White Monster like that. I was just like, all right, for lunch I'm gonna have 2 of these today and this will sustain me for 28 hours until the next meal. So yeah, White Monster was a different period in my life. I'm glad we have similar feelings about the state of Monster Energy. I have somebody in my life that I need to cut out because they drink regular Monster, and that's a red flag of a person, I think.
What?
Ugh. Yeah, I'm like, every time I'm like, yuck. I don't, like, you know, when people are like, I just, you know, they're really nice, but, you know, I don't like that they smoke. I don't like the smell of cigarettes. It's like, I smell regular Monster on your breath, and that hurts my feelings. That's what I feel like. I can't be around you. You're a bad influence to my family. This Monster addiction. But I'll leave the I can't believe I started on Dr. Pepper, Strawberries and Cream, and we got to Monster. I didn't even I was sitting there, I was like, well, that's enough about Monster, and I was like, oh, that wasn't even the beginning of what I was talking about. It is, but yeah, that's enough about Monster 2. Zell said about lemonades. Mango, yuzu, citrus lemonades don't have 260 milligrams of caffeine. That's just the regular.
That sounds so good. Where can I get that?
I think that's
what is that?
Mango, yuzu, citrus lemonades. Is that the lemonade you say came from Panera Bread? Is it? Am I wrong?
Is that? I don't have Panera where I live.
I also don't have a Panera Bread. That sucks. If this is a Panera Bread drink, that sucks. I drink the large.
390 milligrams.
390 milligrams?
My heart would stop, probably.
Dog, that's not healthy, I don't think. That is a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot to live with, my man. I hope you seek help. Yeah, I need to know if it's Panera Bread. I'll find my nearest Panera Bread, even if it's out of state or something.
I don't even know where the nearest Panera is to me. Maybe there is one.
Oh, he said, yeah, Panera. Only Panera in Redacted is at the airport. Oh, you have to go to the airport to get...
Oh, it's at the airport.
Okay, well, yeah.
He knows where I live.
Oh, okay. You know what?
It came up on stream once. I don't mind saying where I live, but yeah, I forgot. There's one in the airport. I ain't going to the airport. You got to walk 3 miles.
That is so funny that you're like, oh, Zell says it's at the airport. Oh yeah, I know that airport. That's okay. All right. Well, it seems like you fellas have a Panera Bread when I have to solve my own Panera Bread problem. But it's past TSA.
Can't go then.
Oh my God, what's the
next time I fly? Then I guess
that is. Wait, what? Hold on. I'm so sorry to derail from our conversation, but he said that you said that you got like a Panera Bread, like a limited drink thing. You have to go past TSA to use that? You have to go past TSA to use that? We'll let him simmer on that. I'll let him think about what he just said to me, and we'll come back. But I only had one more hot take to talk about before it's back to business as usual, because I said it was a segment, so I'll make it a full segment. And this is a live clip on your channel that anybody can find.
Oh, no.
Anybody can go to the Sage channel and find this. So we'll reopen this wound for the community to deliberate on. I think personally, Panera Bread What? Oh, fuck me. I saw Panera in the chat. And I said Panera Bread. I am brain dead.
Panera Bread?
I think Panera Bread is just too much. No, this is going to be so silly now that I just said Panera Bread. I think that that Danny Phantom is better than Kim Possible.
I can't believe you!
I said that. I really do that. And you said that Kim Possible is better. Let me say this.
Possible is better.
No, I don't think so. I think Butch Hartman is a bad guy. But
yes!
that
automatically lowers it.
I think he's a bad guy who also made a show about dogs and made one of them like weirdly whatever.
He's got issues.
He's got issues.
For sure.
And the Fairly Odd Parents just ain't that good to me. But I think Danny Phantom slaps really hard, and though I've got much love for Kim Possible, I think that Danny Phantom is better, and I want to open that up to the public. I don't know how you could feel that way. How did we watch the same Danny Phantom? Did you watch like a did you watch a Discovery Channel Danny Phantom and just didn't get the right show? Because I feel like it's better.
But has a little girl watching a kick-ass super hero, Kim Possible was great.
Okay.
The characters were lovable and the stories were fun, and yes, the villains were kind of dumb, but that's okay.
Okay.
Made them lovable, and then they tied up the show in a nice little bow when the series ended.
And you know, I'm a Shigo fan. That's fine. I got much love for the show, but first of all, let me say this as well, because I'm masquerading as a person that's like a Nickelodeon fan when I'm not really. I was a Cartoon Network kid, so
okay.
I'm encroaching on somebody else's territory right now. I just wanted your friends seem to be very passionate about Danny Phantom being better, and I just wanted to back them up. Just as I heard that your opinion, and I wanted to say, you know what, I want to throw my hand in the ring. I think Danny Phantom's better. I think Strawberries and Cream Dr. Pepper is gross, and I think Danny Phantom is cool. That's just all I think. But
you haven't explained your reasons for why you think Danny Phantom's better.
Oh, because I want to be a ghost.
I see.
I just hey, Ren also says Danny Phantom. I think if I could go ghost mode and then ascend to an astral plane for a little bit and fight who's the punk? Man, I'm a fake fan. Who's the punk rock ghost? I don't remember. If somebody can link me to a Deviant art board of that character, that'd be great. But we'll talk later. But if we're talking about just childhood shows, what was your? Kim Possible, of course. What was your go-to? Were you a Nickelodeon head specifically, or were you other channels?
So I actually wasn't allowed to watch Nickelodeon.
Oh wow.
And I wasn't really allowed to watch Cartoon Network till I was a little bit older. So I was a Disney Channel child.
Hey, I watched a fair amount of Disney Channel. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But as I got older, I enjoyed Cartoon Network much more. I think Cartoon Network by far had the better shows.
I'll sit in. We could sit in solidarity where I'm a Cartoon Network fan. I like a lot of Cartoon Network. What was your favorite show? In what period? It doesn't matter. Any of them really. I think there's plenty of good answers.
I really liked Codename Kid Next Door.
Oh, I fuck with that show heavy. I love that show.
I
was actually rewatching
Billy
it.
Mandy was a good one too.
Billy Mandy is so solid. That my answer, I don't think it's controversial, but I don't think a lot of people pick it. My favorite, hands down, is absolutely Chowder.
I liked Chowder. Also, I just remembered my favorite. How could I forget? It was Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh, Foster's Home, of course. It's a good show.
I actually really liked Chowder, though.
Chowder is so much fun. There's something obviously the show still made me laugh as an adult too, but something being a kid and watching pastel wallpaper assets move while the characters are moving, or stay static and they move on top. I don't know. I thought that they really scratched some weird itch in my brain. and I feel like Chowder raised me in a weird way. which would account for a lot of shortcomings in my personal character, but outside of that, Chowder was awesome. So you know what? I'll lay off the gas pedal. I'm a fake Danny Phantom fan. I like Danny Phantom, but I really just wanted to stoke the flame because I thought it might be a little funny to bring up. So I just thought. But I did watch a lot of Kim Possible as well, so I am not a Kim Possible hater, even in the slightest. In fact, I was also I did a lot of Disney as a kid too. So like for me to be like, I like Danny Phantom when I know damn well I watched a lot of Hannah Montana as a young child.
Yes.
It would just be strictly disingenuous. Oh, Flapjack as well. I love Flapjack. Flapjack gave me nightmares. That's what I loved about it. I loved it. I love to get nightmares. Flapjack I watched recently too, so just curious about your personal cartoon preferences, because I feel like that's a heated realm that we're getting into. Who knows where people will get off. So I'll transition out of our heated debate segment, the newly indoctrinated heated debate segment of the Foxhole channel, and we'll get back to our roots and talk about what we've actually got going on. I'll say, even though VTubing for me helped me get like an easier transition into being online, because before I was like, I didn't know that was an option, and I was just like, I don't want to be a face on the internet, even though I want to be like a person on the internet. VTubing definitely helped bridge the gap for helping me get on here, but still wanting to put your voice on the internet is like a tough thing. I'm curious. I asked everybody this, and everybody has, slightly different answers. Do you have any good advice for people that's like, hey, I'm thinking about like wanting to join a community like this and be online, and just they can't force themselves to do it, or they very uncertain? What do you think about that?
I think my biggest advice, and obviously this is much easier said than done, is just to do it. I think you find once you get online and start streaming that even though you may be stressed or anxious about it, the people watching you, they want nothing more than to see you succeed. um, you'll have a few outliers here and there, but they're not important. The people that support you and are there for you, they're the ones that matter. And just do it. Just get on. Be there for yourself and be there for them. Even
Absolutely.
if you are just playing whatever, it doesn't even matter. I think the biggest trap I see so many content creators fall into, and even I fall into this, streaming so much Apex, is playing a game that they think is going to get them to grow. Play what you want to play. Do what you want to do. Streaming is about having fun. And that is what is way more important than anything else.
Yeah, it's because you could definitely solo your experience if you come online and you're like, well, I'll play Warzone because that's what's popular, and then you don't care for something like that, then you're just gonna be like, well, streaming isn't fun, and people don't want to watch that. But yeah, I'll agree that I feel like the mean outliers of people that pass by, it's very infrequent. I have had very few bad experiences with people on Twitch, and especially like meeting other streamers. I haven't had one bad experience for sure. Everybody I've met has been super duper sweethearts and just like really awesome and super supportive of anything I do. Like I never thought that anybody, I would be seeing recurring faces in the chat or anything like that, of people that it's like, hey, it's cool, I'm gonna go live in a little bit, but I'm here to show my stripes and flag. And it's just really cool to see that and have that support. So definitely say that get started, because it's not going to happen any sooner. But if you hit live now, then it goes by a little bit faster. That little growing period you have in the beginning where you're just doing it for fun, you get it out of the way and you have fun and you meet other people. It's it's a lot of fun, and I wouldn't trade the experiences I have had here for any in the world. Sorry for that little weird trail off there. I always get my mind in a different place when I ask that question because it's tough being online. So I always want people to feel inspired. But I've got my little hallway of questions that we enter here to to get to the end, to get to the end of the program. So I want to go ahead before I do that. I want to give you another thanks for wanting to be on the show, because it means a lot to me. It means the world that you would want to be part of a little program like this, and you've always been a wonderful guest. So thank you so much. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. We really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun.
Absolutely. I love to have people on and then forcibly make them argue with me about things. It feels very good. So with that being said, we'll do our last little bit, and then we'll get into our final plugs, and then we'll get to the end of the day. So last little bit here, we talked about kind of what your projections for the channel are and such. I want to talk about kind of like what you've learned being on here thus far. You've got 2 years experience in the game. Do you have any advice you would give to yourself when you had started? Like what you do differently going into it, or maybe you feel completely sound in what you've experienced thus far?
I think I kind of touched on it a little bit, but to go into more details, advice to myself when I started, and even to new people, is don't worry about the numbers. In fact, I have mine turned off. Um, it's so much better for my mental health. Streaming for me is just it's a hobby, but it's something I enjoy, and it's something I want to have fun with. And it does not do me any good to just sit and worry about, is my stream doing okay? Are people watching me? I'm just here to have fun. I play games I love. I'd be playing them anyways. Might as well play them with my friends in my community, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah, as well. I feel the same way. It's like, I'm playing games. It takes only another second to stream it, I suppose. So I hear that. I love that answer. Yeah, I know we kind of briefly touched about you want to do more community events and such. And if you could kind of peer into the future and like what you're experiencing right now, do you think you can kind of foresee some recent hurdles you might go through? What you feel like you want to do differently now? Do you think that future you, yourself, that person that's made it even further down the line, would have any different advice for what your current approach is? Or maybe you don't even have that insight at this point, but I'm just curious, what do you think maybe you would like to change now, or maybe you're also comfortable with that as well?
I think mostly for stream and stuff like that, I am very happy with how I am right now. Definitely in the future, I want to do more events. I want to do challenges. I want to do things that bring other streamers and other communities together. That's what I want to do the most. I want to be a place where people feel like they can come and make friends and be comfortable with themselves, and not have to worry about being judged or feeling like you're going to get left out. I want everybody to feel welcome on my stream and in the community and in Discord and whatever it is. I worry for the future that someday I might not be able to welcome every single person into chat, and know every person individually. Obviously, that's a double-edged sword. It is a good thing, because my future eventual goal, I would like to stream full time instead of working my 9 to 5. But it's definitely a double-edged sword, because I want my community members to feel like I care about them, because I do. So I look forward to that day, but also I hope that for a little while longer, I still get to have that individual communication with every person that comes in.
Yeah,
and that was really cheesy, and I'm gonna goodbye.
No. It's fine. It's completely fair, because I know what you mean. Everybody shared a similar sentiment where, like, the closeness that we have with our current communities, it'll be different once you grow to a certain point, and it takes a different approach. So it's kind of bittersweet as you grow that you have less of a in tune, space with everybody. So no, I think that is a wonderful answer. And I could say for myself, anybody watching that's not already familiar with Sage or Sage's channel, the program that Sage puts on, I could say is just a lovely space, and I love being a part of it. I'm a chronic lurker, so I really am sorry that I'm not like a very chatty soul. I'm very bad with a keyboard, so I try not to embarrass myself. But it is just such a cozy space, and I encourage you to give it a gander. You know, go over, chat it up, have a good time. You won't regret it. I swear. That's a Foxy promise. So, Sage, again, I cannot thank you enough for wanting to be here. It means the world to me. You were an absolutely wonderful guest. I want to give you this final space before I demote you to the general chat to give your final promotion, and then we'll send you on your way, and then you can get back to what you were doing before. So go on ahead. The Foxy program is all yours. Say what you got to say.
I see. Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. It means the world to me to even be invited. So thank you so much. I don't really, stop by my stream if you want. My TikTok's funny, highly inappropriate, but that's kind of the genre of my content. Again, I just want to plug the VTuber custom lobbies on Friday. Like I said, all skill levels are welcome. It's going to be a great time to make friends, meet new people. And that's Friday at 9 p.m. You can message me or whatever for more information, how to join. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It has been an honor. Again, folks, do not miss Friday, May 5th is an Apex networking event. VTubers, be there, meet some good people, have fun, be a part of the Sage crew, because you yourself deserve it. So, I will see you there even. I don't know if I'll participate. I'm very bad at these games, but I'm going to be watching, and I will see you there. So that is a threat. I love you all. We're going to send Sage on her way. So everybody say bye, Sage. Bye, Sage. You have been the best guest. Wonderful. We love you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Bye. We will see you soon. And Sage has been demoted into the general chat. It is really a sad way to see everybody go. It's very sad. General chat is not a place for normal human consumption, but I'd hate to do it. I should make another one that's the private guest lift out. That's what they need. Still crying as we speak. Like that with every foxhole. Every foxhole is just the guest lounge. I'll give every guest permissions to be in the guest lounge, and it'll be locked. Nobody else can visit. It's guest only. Temporary prison is also a really good one. Let me center myself. Bam. Me in front of my house. Don't mind the broken window. I had to put Shinji in timeout. He threw a baseball the size of that window through the window. So I put him in Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse, and the Moon was very upset about that. So it's a fixer-upper. Yeah, it's a quiet little place. See, I got the left window fixed up. I boarded it up. I just got to board the other one up because I don't like the night breezes too much. I like the cold, but the whistle of the wind kind of is off-putting. So I will fix that for a future update. We'll put some caution tape up. It's a little dangerous. Just please use the front door. For the most part, it's okay. Don't mind that hot piece of ass in the way or anything like that. That's a joke about the donkey, not whatever. It was a bad joke. It's a stupid joke. But yeah, hey, 2 chimneys. How many houses got 2 chimneys? Not many. I swear. I don't even know what that would look like inside. I don't know if that's 2 different rooms with two fireplaces, but oh dang, I learned a lot in the stream. Don't say that. Don't say that. Let's get some cozy outro music bumping as I figure out your final resting place, you foul scoundrels, you foul little beast. I know we got a lot of people on, actually. We got a lot of fellas on tonight. Man, there's a lot of fellas. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of fellas. Oh, okay, but my brain knows where to go. Check this out. We're raiding out, so I'm happy to announce our next guest, if I put it in correctly. Every foxhole raids out to its next guest for the most part. Our next guest, very excited, is I Beat Pandas. Is going to be happening 2 weeks from today. Can you believe that? Put on your raid hats on. Get ready to tell them how much of a fun time you had. And I'm going to see you there. I'm going to be very excited to host that little gremlin. And I'm hoping that we're all going to have a good time. So I will see you there. Thank you for joining another Foxhole. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. See you later. Peace. Deuces. Bye.